If you or someone you know suffers from the disease of addiction, help is available from the Berkeley County Quick Response Team with peer recovery coaches and support promptly to the homes of those who've recently experienced an overdose. This collective effort towards recovery brings resources and services to the community, including naloxone and treatment options. Call 304-267-1313 or visit the Berkeley County Recovery Resource Center at 800 Emmett Rouse Drive, Martinsburg. The Berkeley County Quick Response Team is funded through a DHHR grant with the Berkeley Morgan County Health Department.
W. Harley Miller Systems understands the need and desire for reliable and affordable smart home solutions. Secure your home with a security system and keep a close eye on your family. Automate your home with a Control4 system and have smart technology work as one. Set daily schedules to control your thermostats. Push a button and set the mood for dinner by dimming lights and playing music, or just sit back and enjoy a movie in your own home theater. Put decades of experience to work for you. Visit us at whmsystems.com or call 304-350-1931.
Life is evolving. Over the past decade, the way we do almost everything has changed. Get on your phone, see something you like, click on it, and it shows up at your door. Why should the way you have your car serviced be any different? Why waste your time going to a dealership service department when Hagerstown Ford and Hancock Chevrolet will come to you? They service all makes, all models, and offer full parts and labor warranties. Hagerstown Ford and Hancock Chevrolet will come to your door or office and service your vehicle while you're doing what you need to be doing, conducting that business meeting or mowing the lawn. Why take time out of your busy schedule when you don't have to? Hagerstown Ford and Hancock Chevrolet's friendly, knowledgeable staff will come to you where you live or where you work for full service maintenance, from oil changes to tire rotations, brakes, batteries, multi-point inspections. They handle it all. Hagerstown Ford and Hancock Chevrolet is committed to delivering the best of the best to their customers. Trust them to service your vehicle where you're at home or at work. Skip the time-consuming and terminal wait at the dealership. Schedule your appointment at fordofhagerstown.com or hancockchevy.com.
The following sports broadcast is a special presentation of Talk Radio WRNR Martinsburg. It's time for the excitement of West Virginia high school basketball. Today's game is being brought to you by
Century 21 Modern Realty Results, Cody's Auto Body, The Palace Lounge, CMA Honda, the Berkeley County Health Department, Skinner Accident and Injury Lawyers, Brown's Funeral Home and Cremations, Hagerstown Ford, the Mansion Ferretti Law Firm, the Mirius Group of Financial Advisors, Bodwell Insurance Solutions, W. Harley Miller Systems, Smallwood and Small Insurance Agency, CMA Chrysler Dodge, WVU East, the law firm of Burke, Schultz, Harmon, and Jenkinson, RAI Properties, Parsons Ford, Rocks, Gary Kelly Allstate, and Panhandle Dumpsters.
And now, let's go courtside and join our Talk Radio WRNR broadcast team with today's pregame show.
30 seconds.
Palace Lounge in Martinsburg is the place to be. Join us every night to relax and enjoy football or basketball games featuring either the Martinsburg Bulldogs, Shepherd University Rams, or West Virginia Mountaineers. We will have steak night every Wednesday, trip nights every Thursday, and now taco and margarita nights every Tuesday. You can find us on Facebook or call 304-267-7520. The Palace Lounge is located at 1350 Edwin Miller Boulevard in Martinsburg.
And the number one team in the state of West Virginia, the 9-0 Spring Mills Cardinals, going up against the number 6 Martinsburg Bulldogs. Here on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10, our pregame show is brought to you by W. Harley Miller Systems, providing custom integration services like home and office automation, home theater, networking, audiovisual distribution, and more. Call 304-350-1931 or visit WHMsystems.com. Dylan Bishop and Nick Verzolini with you on the call for Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10. Our on-site producers, John Allerton. Behind the cameras, we'll have Kyler High and Alec Epperson. And back at the studio is Colin McLaughlin. Nick, big-time matchup here in the EPAC, Martinsburg and Spring Mills. It's been a really good rivalry, if you want to call it that, although, Spring Mills has had the upper hand, as they've had on most people over the last few seasons. But still, this is a matchup between two very talented basketball teams.
It's grown into a more competitive rivalry with the recent emergence of Spring Mills. For years, Martinsburg owned the Cardinals, but that obviously changed in the last 2 seasons or so. But, yeah, it is a big rivalry. I mean, this was the first, I guess, when Spring Mills finally beat Martinsburg, it was when you knew something was different about this program and they were heading in the right direction, because Martinsburg and Hedgesville, really, and Jefferson at times too, those have been the 3 most prominent basketball programs. Musselman's had some good teams too, but I mean, like, when you think of EPAC basketball, and in particular state champions, you think of the Martinsburg Bulldogs, as they have the most among all the teams in the EPAC. But yeah, Spring Mills finally did knock them off a few years ago, and it was that statement win that they've been really looking for as a program, and then since then they've kind of flipped the script in this rivalry. But on paper, these are 2 top 10 teams in the state, and they match up pretty well in a few areas. Spring Mills has the depth advantage, though, and I think that will ultimately be the difference in this matchup. But I am looking forward to seeing, of course, Keyshawn Cheek, a former Spring Mills Cardinal, now at Martinsburg for the 2nd year. How does he elevate this team to possibly compete? And then Chase Shipley, who used to be at Martinsburg, is now at Spring Mills. So it's an interesting game. It should be a fun matchup. I think it's competitive early, but ultimately the Cardinals will probably prove to be too much, as they are not only the number 1 team in the state, they're the clear-cut number 1. They beat Morgantown by nearly 20 points. So you don't expect it to be too close here tonight, but I think Martinsburg does provide some challenges to at least compete early, and they're at home, and it's a great crowd as well.
Right, it's the homecoming for Chase Shipley after he transferred over. It's a homecoming of sorts for Keyshawn Cheek, even though it's not the first time he's played against Spring Mills, although that was Coach Luke Samples' front and center thought in his mind when I asked him about, what do you think of when it comes to playing Martinsburg. He went on and on about Keyshawn Cheek, about how great he was for them and has been for Martinsburg. So that's a key matchup there. But you're right, Nick, the Spring Mills team has just been dominant so far this year, 9-0, coming into this game where we have another weird week where there was not school until today, and it was a 2-hour delay even today. So, how much is that going to affect the teams? We saw that a couple weeks ago in a similar fashion where there wasn't school until Friday. Still, both coaches talk about how weird these last few weeks have been, coming off of Christmas break and the snow that we've had since then.
Yeah, that's tough, right? I mean, when you don't have practice time and you don't have game time, you're not going to see consistent basketball, and that's why we've seen really a lot of lower scoring games over the past few weeks, because these teams just haven't been out there or in the gym enough to get up shots and be able to play basketball and just get on the court. So that doesn't help, but it's the exact same situation in some ways, except the opponents changed. A 9-0 team comes to Martinsburg after a week off of no snow, and the Bulldogs won against Hedgesville. They ended their undefeated season. So it's kind of a funny storyline, but Spring Mills is a different type of animal than the Hedgesville Eagles. It will be a brand new challenge, but it is the same situation. Both teams were 9-0 coming in here. So we'll see if the Cardinals avoid the upset and how Martinsburg can compete tonight.
All right, let's take a 2-minute break, and when we come back, we'll hear from both head coaches, Martinsburg and Spring Mills. This is EPAC Basketball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
Tomorrow's success begins with today's preparation. Give your child a pathway to flourish and thrive with a well-rounded education. Enrollment is now open at the Classical Christian Academy in Martinsburg. Visit tcca.life/information. Tomorrow's success begins with today's preparation. Give your child a pathway to flourish and thrive with a well-rounded education. Enrollment is now open at the Classical Christian Academy in Martinsburg. Visit tcca.life/information.
It's the new normal. You live, work, and play everywhere. Whether it's the family car or the family business, you need insurance that keeps pace with your changing life. home on the job, or working from home, peace of mind comes from knowing your whole world is covered. No matter what happens or how big it grows, whatever your new normal, Erie Insurance's award-winning service and personal agents can keep pace. Call your local agent today or visit erieinsurance.com for a quote.
Ice baths, polar plunges, what's wrong with you people? It's your old pal Cody from Cody's Auto Body. Newsflash, it's winter. Whether it's for a health craze or to raise money for the ladies' auxiliary, it seems people out there think it's a good idea to go outside, strip down, and pretend to be a polar bear or a penguin. What happened to sitting beside the fire, drinking, and adding on a few pounds to keep insulated until spring? Call me crazy, but how about we try not getting naked outside for a few months? Stay warm, stay safe on the road. As always,
that's Cody's with a T for trust.
Hi, Crescia Hornby here. Larry DeMarco, broker of Modern Realty Results, believes he has some of the best real estate agents in the Eastern Panhandle. Agents at Modern Realty Results have years of experience and knowledge of the local real estate market. Agents within the office work as a team to provide quality customer service. We strive to always ensure client satisfaction through handling every transaction with honesty and integrity, all while offering competitive rates. Modern Realty Results is veteran-owned and managed. Please call us at 262-4222, modernrealtyresults.com.
Welcome back to Martinsburg High School. We're under 10 minutes away from tip-off between Martinsburg and Spring Mills. Get to our coaches' interviews brought to you by Parsons Ford at 1400 Shepherdstown Road and online at parsonsford.com. They became number one by making you number one first, Parsons. All right, here with Coach Rogers of the Martinsburg Bulldogs. Coach, guys, last game was last Friday. We weren't there to see it in person, the overtime win against Washington. What did you take away from that one in that game against the Patriots?
Well, I thought our kids kept their composure. I thought they hung together well, and it really should have been won in regulation time. And when you're up 8 with 55 seconds to go, you certainly ought to be able to put it away. But with a lack of foul shooting and some mental errors that we made down the stretch, we had to go in overtime. But, they never gave up. They worked hard and came out with a win.
Obviously, this is going to be a big test for you guys today, but just up to this point in the season, how do you feel about where the team is, kind of, where they are compared to your expectations and where, the sort of growth that they've shown in the early parts of the season?
Well, I wish our bench was a little bit deeper at this time, but it isn't. But we got to keep working on it. There's been so many starts and stops and interruptions with holidays, now weather, and in out of school, can't practice, now you got to play. It's just there's no continuity there, and we're not the only one. Everybody's in the same boat. But we've got Spring Mills is very, very good, and they're fortunate to have that many quality players together. And I can tell you, after being in this business for 45 years, you don't get that every year. And we've had our share of a few of those teams, but you got to make hay while the sun shines. You got to take advantage of it while you have, and so it's going to be a big test tonight. I want our kids to really come out and play hard and be focused, and it's a measuring stick for us. Where are we?
So you kind of mentioned leading into my next question was, how does this week, where there was no school because of snow until today, how does this week compare for you in terms of preparation? What have you guys been able to do this week, and what have you, whether it's even just reaching out to the guys?
Well, we were able to get in here for a couple of days in the afternoon after the sun came out, but everything's rushed, everything. You got to be in and out in a certain time, and it's just not a normal setting. But you know what? You've got to do what you got to do. You've got to handle adversity, and we'll see tonight how we handle that.
And I'll ask you, get Spring Mills, number one team, coming into your home court. What do you think is going to be the key to slowing them down today and trying to pull off the win against them?
Well, I think we really have to play with a lot of effort and energy. I think we have to be really good on the defensive end. We got to take care of the basketball. So if we can do those things, we think we have enough good athletes that we can hang in the ball game, and we're going to see what happens.
All right, Coach, thanks for the time and good luck tonight.
Thank you.
We're here with Coach Samples, Spring Mill Cardinals. Coach, last game, you guys got the win against Hedgesville. It was a big, anticipated matchup going into that one. You guys were able to pull it out, still 9-0. What was your takeaways from that one against the Eagles?
We just have to adjust officiating, man. Like, we can't get into the foul trouble we got into in that game. regardless if we agree or disagree with it, I mean, we have to adjust to how the officials are calling the game. I mean, we had to pretty much hold the ball in the second half because we were just in extreme foul trouble, and we wanted to actually shorten the game because we had, I think, 3 guys with 4, a guy with 3. They had 4. We had 4 team fouls with like 5 minutes and 30 seconds left. They weren't scoring very well, so we didn't want to put them on the line. So, yeah, man, we just have to learn to adjust to the officiating. Not saying that, the officiating was bad in any way. I mean, it was just a little different. They called a lot, and we have to adjust to it.
Obviously, you guys have, met some pretty high expectations so far this year, 9-0, ranked number 1 still. But for you as a coach, how have they kind of progressed the team when it comes to the expectations that you had for them and the growth maybe from the beginning of the year to this point now?
I still don't even think we're close to as good as we're going to be, just because, again, I've talked about it before, the delay. The delay with football. I didn't coach the first 2 games, which when you don't have your head coach, my assistant did a great job, pulled out 2-0 record. But it's just different. I think it helped us, pump the brakes a little bit. Pressure is a privilege. We're privileged to have the pressure on us to win every game we play. The kids understand that. And moving forward, just continue to get better every day. And I think we did that. We've added a couple of wrinkles here and there for this game, and just understanding the scout. It's playing Martinsburg, at Martinsburg. I think they have 1 loss, they're number 6 in the state. I mean, it will not be easy. People think we're really, really good, and we are really, really good. But every game of the EPAC's tough, and it poses different things, different problems. So I don't think we're going to, we go to Greenbrier. We play Jefferson on Tuesday, go to Greenbrier. We're not going to have any problem staying focused.
And about Martinsburg here tonight, what have you seen from them, and just knowing Coach Rogers and the team that they've had over the last couple of years here? What do you kind of talk to your team about coming into a game against Martinsburg and this team tonight?
Well, it's funny because I went back and checked Keyshawn Cheek's stats when he was with us, and he had like 535 points playing a year and a half for us. So that's number 1. Keyshawn Cheek is really, really, really good. I mean, I know firsthand, our guys know firsthand, heck, he was with us for a year and a half. So, whatever development we were in his game, we're proud of that, and our guys are proud of it. They're all buddies with him, and, our coaching staff couldn't have more respect for Keyshawn, and we wish him the best in the future. So number 1, Keyshawn Cheek, he's really, really good. And then they're big and athletic. They're Martinsburg. I think the Garrett Height kid it can shoot the ball. I think he's a 3-level scorer. And then they have size. I mean, they have an all-state wide receiver in Bunny. Their first 5 are really, really, really good, athletic. They get after it defensively. They look to push the ball up the floor, and they're going to play with you the whole game. And again, it's a rivalry. Before Spring Mills existed, we share address. We share the same city. It's like Martinsburg is Spring Mills, and Martinsburg High School is, Martinsburg. So it's like they're going to come and they're going to play really, really hard to defend the city. And I hope that we do the same thing. So, we've been pretty fortunate to be good the last couple of years. We like to say we're in Martinsburg. It's kind of like a rival, Parkersburg South, Spring Mills, Martinsburg, Morgantown University. So yeah, it means something to us to try to be the best team in our city. So tonight we're trying to be the best team in our city.
Last thing I'll ask you about is, obviously you didn't have school until today, this week. So how does a week like this compare to the usual week for you guys?
It's just so bizarre. This season has been so bizarre. I said, obviously we're one of the favorites to win it all, which is really, really hard. But like everything that could have gone wrong has gone wrong. For the basketball team, it's crazy. Not having school this week was weird because it's like Christmas break all over again. You're not supposed to have all these Christmas breaks. We got to practice every day except for Monday, but still the kids, and then we had to go back to school. So that breaks our routine of this week. And it's and at the end of the day, they're high school kids. So the routine is important, and definitely with our program, we really preach routine. I think they've done a good job. We've prepared as much as we could have. Practice hasn't been a problem, but it's just okay, now the day of the game you haven't been in school all week, and now you're going to go back to school for a half a day, which is bizarre, 30-minute classes. But the good news is our guys are veterans. They don't blink. They're poised. They never really get flustered. So if we had a young team, man, I'd be a little worried. But with these guys, they'll figure their way out on the floor, and hopefully we can wear Martinsburg down and come out with a huge victory.
All right, Coach, thanks for the time. All right, we'll take a 2-minute break, and we'll be back with tip-off. This is EPAC Basketball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
The Palace Lounge in Martinsburg is the place to be. Join us every night to relax and enjoy football or basketball games featuring either the Martinsburg Bulldogs, Shepherd University Rams, or West Virginia Mountaineers. We will have steak night every Wednesday, trip nights every Thursday, and now taco and margarita nights every Tuesday. You can find us on Facebook or call 304-267-7520. The Palace Lounge is located at 1350 Edwin Miller Boulevard in Martinsburg.
In the market for a new vehicle? Then look no further than CMA's Toyota of Martinsburg and CMA's Chevrolet of Martinsburg, all in one convenient location. We have hundreds of new and used vehicles available, so you'll be sure to find exactly what you're looking for. And with CMA's Love It or Leave It promise and our lifetime powertrain warranty, you can buy with confidence. Visit us online at CMA's.Toyota of Martinsburg.com and CMA's Chevrolet of Martinsburg.com, where owners just care more.
Order number 2001.
It's not rocket science. Get a 12-piece chicken for $12 at happy hour from 5 to 7 p.m. with the Rocks app. Want the kids to warm up to you? Get a gas fireplace from Roach Energy. Roach Energy. Call 304-263-3329.
Providing reliable protection since 1877, we are Farmers and Mechanic Insurance Companies. For over a century, we have been dedicated to provide dependable insurance protection and excellent customer service. We specialize in auto, home, farm, and business insurance. Our products are backed with personal, hands-on service. You can trust us to protect what matters most to you. For all of your insurance needs, there's Farmers and Mechanics Insurance Companies.
Starting fives for both sides here between Martinsburg and Spring Mills, brought to you by the Century 21 Modern Realty Results team, Larry DeMarco and company. Looking for a home in the tri-state area? Call Larry DeMarco and his team at 304-250-3551 or visit them online at modernrealtyresults.com. For the visiting Spring Mills Cardinals, it'll be number 0, Chase Shipley, number 2, Akwesi Apoku Achampong, number 3, Caleb Thomas, number 10, Xavier Anderson, and number 11, Loki Uth Smith. For Martinsburg, it'll be Kyrie Bunny, number 0, number 1, Zion Aigbendua, number 2, Keyshawn Cheek, number 4, Garrett Height, number 5, Anthony Iwuna. Looking ready for tip-off. Nick, your keys to the game, brought to you by Hagerstown Ford, revolutionizing the car buying experience. Go to HagerstownFord.com.
I think our head coach has kind of hit on it there. For Martinsburg, take care of the basketball and try to play your game. And then for Spring Mills, stay out of foul trouble. Nearly cost them against Hedgesville. Hedgesville, though, just didn't have any offense outside of the free throws.
Spring Mills won the opening tip, brought to you by Rock's Local Markets. And here they are on their first possession, working the ball around the outside. New Smith takes a mid-range jumper, and he sinks it. Make it 2-0 Cardinals.
He's a guy that's obviously important to get going early. Kind of rotate between him and Max Anderson as the starters there. And if Luque is going to bring some offense, that will certainly help this lineup.
Kyrie Bunny, 3 on the right wing. Too strong, and it's rebounded, brought down by Caleb Thomas. He's going to push it up to Chase Shipley, who can't quite get the layup. Nice defense from Kyrie Bunny, and he's going to take it coast to coast the other way. Kick it to the corner for Zion, whose 3 is just barely off the mark. Some contact. And they'll say no foul. It's off of Chase Shipley and sticks with Martinsburg.
Martinsburg has the players to match up with Spring Mills on paper in their starting 5. How will this bench play tonight will be another key to watch throughout the game. But as you can tell, they match up pretty well, at least in terms of size, strength, and speed.
Iwuna with it on the right wing. He'll kick it over to Zion. Now we'll go pick and roll with Keyshawn Cheek. Tries to get into the lane. He's double teamed. Kicks it back out to Zion for 3, and it'll go off the left side of the rim. and brought down by U. Smith. And now here's a full court pass by Akwesi up to Caleb Thomas for the 2. Opoku Achampong with the assist. Kyrie Bunny working it, tries to lob it up to Zion. He'll bring it down, but the defense from Caleb Thomas, that's Xavier Anderson, prevents him from putting the shot up. And work it back out to the outside. Gets it to Keyshawn Cheek, guarded closely by Chase Shipley. He'll drive in the lane, put up a shot, too strong, tipped and out of bounds off of Spring Mills.
And Martinsburg's had a few good looks. They just haven't gotten any of these shots to fall here early on. You got to take advantage of some of the few looks you're going to get against this really talented Cardinal defense.
Garrett Height working on the right wing, tries to drive inside, bullying his way against Opoku Achampong, kicks it out to Awuna, long 2, too strong, and it's rebounded by Anderson.
He was open, but that's not really his shot. Awuna more of a down low type of scorer.
They'll work it with Opoku Achampong, now pass inside, Caleb Thomas goes to the rim, puts it up with the left hand from the right side, and gets it to go for another 2 for the Spring Mills Cardinals, 6-0.
And Martinsburg's trying to switch everything, which they do have the athletes to do that, but it's going to lead to some size mismatches for Caleb Thomas, but he's just such a matchup nightmare for any team.
4 points already for Thomas. It'll be Zion with the ball guarded by Xavier Anderson. He tries to dribble past him, loses the handle on it, and goes out of bounds to Spring Mills.
Yeah, you need more ball movement on that possession.
They get the call in from Coach Samples. Opoku Achampong working the ball slowly up the court. Now they'll work pick and roll with Xavier Anderson. They'll back it back out, give it to Caleb Thomas on the left wing, who will have to pick up his dribble. Gets it to a cutting Chase Shipley. Left side blocked by Zion Egbendua. Now kick the ball, bring it up, gives it to Keyshawn Cheek, who sinks the 2-point jump. Nearly a 3-pointer, but put 2 points up on the board for Martinsburg.
Yeah, his jump shot has consistently gotten better throughout his career. And that's a good jumper there for Keyshawn. They're going to need probably 20-plus from him tonight to have a shot.
Foul called. Before any shot was put up, they're going to call it on Kyrie Bunny, it looks like. First quarter brought to you in part by Hagerstown Ford, revolutionizing the car buying experience. Go to HagerstownFord.com. The inbound comes out to Opoku Achampong. Guarded closely by Keyshawn Cheek. He'll get it over to Anderson, then works it to Shipley. Looks like he will reject the screen from Anderson, drives it inside, then kicks it out to Smith. They'll pass the ball around to the outside. Caleb Thomas drives, kicks the corner 3 from Chase Shipley. Finds the bottom of the net. 9-2 Spring Mills. Martinsburg working quickly the other way. Driving kick from Cheek out to Bunny, now inside to Awuna. And they're going to call a foul as there was some fighting for the ball against Opoku Achampong.
Yeah, Awuna's got to be a little bit careful there. He was getting a little bit tied up. Looked like he got a little bit too aggressive maybe afterwards, but there was no call there on that. So,
okay, U. Smith checks out. Tyler Jones checks in for Spring Mills. 3:27 left in the first quarter. Jump shot from Keyshawn Cheek. He's fouled by Chase Shipley. One foul on Shipley.
Yeah, that's a tough matchup for anybody. I mean, Keyshawn able to find a way to draw the foul, but Shipley on just a few minutes ago with a nice three-pointer.
First free throw from Cheek is good. First quarter also brought to you on TV 10 by Cody's Auto Body at 851 Wilson Street in Martinsburg. Family-owned, offering superior customer service and great pricing. For a job done by experienced certified technicians, call 304-901-4777 or visit their Facebook page. Did not realize that was a three-point jumper. So this is 3 free throws for Keyshawn Cheek. He's made the first 2 now. And he'll miss the third. So 9-4 Spring Mills. 3:20 left in the first quarter. Poku Champong works off top, now gives it to Xavier Anderson. Trying to work a dribble handoff back to Akwesi. Now they'll get it to the other side, left side of the court. And they'll work it back up top to Xavier Anderson. Trying to work now with Tyler Jones. Tight defense from Martinsburg. Caleb Thomas against Awuna. Drives, now picks up his dribble in the mid-range near the baseline. Now he'll kick it out to Chase Shipley, who tries to maneuver inside, gives it back to Thomas. Now he'll drive and kick. Floater from the mid-range for Tyler Jones. Making 11-4. And here comes Keyshawn Sheik. Big pass with the left hand over to the right corner to Garrett Height, whose three-pointer has way too much on it. Rebounded by Spring Mills. Here they come on the fast break. Here comes Caleb Thomas to the rim, and he is fouled. He'll go to the line. One foul on Zion. Max Anderson's going to check in at the scorer's table.
Yeah, I think what's going to be interesting is Spring Mills, they'll take their time with their shot selection. They're not going to rush things. So can Martinsburg defend for long periods of time, especially if they're going to keep this starting five out here for the majority of the game, because it's clear that even Coach Rogers acknowledged it, they haven't had much production from the bench. Not really sure how much they trust the bench too much to play a lot of significant minutes. So can you defend Spring Mills for these long periods of time, because they will be patient.
Both free throws from Thomas are good. It's 13-4 for the Cardinals. 2:20 left in the first quarter. Awuna has it on the left block against Thomas. Hook shot over him, and he gets it to go.
It's a rare occurrence that somebody wins a shot at the rim against Caleb Thomas, but a nice shot from Awuna there. Pretty tough to block that one.
6'5", 185 is Anthony Awuna. Those long arms. Here comes Xavier Anderson inside, gets the friendly roll for 2 points. 15-6. Spring Mills goes back up by 9, and the tough defense on the other end. Jump ball forced by, can you guess who? Max Anderson, as soon as he comes into the game.
Yeah, again, it's a different role for Max this year. He's in a rotational role with Uve Smith with the transfer in of Chase Shipley. So, yeah, it's allowed Spring Mills to use their bench a lot more than they used to, which is a good thing. But for Max, he's now kind of that six-man energy guy, and I think he's really embraced that role.
He's drawn the assignment of Keyshawn Sheik as he comes into the game.
Yeah, he's a tough defender, probably the best defender on this team, and he'll face guard Keyshawn, and he will take him away. We've seen him do that to many different players over the last 4 years in the EPAC.
Martinsburg working the ball around the top, trying to get Keyshawn open, but they work it with Kyrie Bunny right now, who's also guarded very tightly by Tyler Jones out to the half-court line, and they'll get the 5-second call against Martinsburg.
Yeah, if Keyshawn can't get the basketball, this Martinsburg offense is not going to roll very well. If he's in foul trouble, they struggle. So, give credit to Max Anderson for that turnover, but also Jones with the good defense on Bunny.
Spring Mills with it, with the 9-point lead here with a minute left in the first quarter. Working on the left side with Apoku Champong. They'll get it to Xavier Anderson up top. Coming off a screen is Max Anderson. He gets it, goes to the rim, puts up a shot too strong, rebounded by Kyrie Bunny. And loses control of it a little bit, gets over to Zion. And another pass to Bunny and a cut to Keyshawn Sheik, getting to the rim. He's slippery, draws himself another foul, and he'll shoot 2 more free throws.
Yeah, Max overplayed a little bit there, and that allowed the backdoor cut for Keyshawn and a good heads-up pass from the Bulldogs. So, but again, he's been their whole offense so far besides the Awuna shot.
That one goes against Caleb Thomas, who I guess with some mixed matching there on as Martinsburg pushed the pace. Ended up on Keyshawn Sheik. Lost him for just enough time for Cheek to go to the free throw line, but he misses both free throws.
Yeah, that's been a struggle for him over the years at times, has been his free throw shooting.
Caleb Thomas kicks the left side. Tyler Jones, pump fake, readjust, three-pointer, no good. Tips out of bounds. Off of Spring Mills. Possession goes back to the Bulldogs. Chase Shipley will come back in. Tyler Jones back to the bench.
Yeah, I think that was the wrong substitution.
Yep, he wanted to get a layup out of that, but buzzer sounds, and we will head to the second quarter with a 9-point lead for the visiting Spring Mills Cardinals, 15-6. We'll take a 1-minute break and be back with the second quarter. This is EPAC basketball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
Life is evolving. Over the past decade, the way we do almost everything has changed. Get on your phone, see something you like, click on it, and it shows up at your door. Why should the way you have your car serviced be any different? Why waste your time going to a dealership service department when Hagerstown Ford and Hancock Chevrolet will come to you? They service all makes, all models, and offer full parts and labor warranties. Hagerstown Ford and Hancock Chevrolet will come to your door or office and service your vehicle while you're doing what you need to be doing, conducting that business meeting or mowing the lawn. Why take time out of your busy schedule when you don't have to? Hagerstown Ford and Hancock Chevrolet's friendly, knowledgeable staff will come to you where you live or where you work for full service maintenance, from oil changes to tire rotations, brakes, batteries, multi-point inspections. They handle it all. Hagerstown Ford and Hancock Chevrolet is committed to delivering the best of the best to their customers. Trust them to service your vehicle where you're at home or at work. Skip the time-consuming and terminal wait at the dealership. Schedule your appointment at fordofhagerstown.com or hancockchevy.com.
Second quarter starting here from Martinsburg, 15-6 Spring Mills. Dylan Bishop, Nick Verzolini on the call. John Alderton is our on-site producer. Kyler High and Alec Epperson are cameramen. And Colin McLaughlin back at the studio. You'll hear from him at halftime with some other scores if you can find any. Let's see. Caleb Thomas, left block, kicks it out to Tyler Jones. Spring Mills works the ball around. Thomas now to Shipley. Now it's Xavier Anderson up top. A lot of movement here from Spring Mills. Tyler Jones, they'll get it over to Xavier Anderson, who works to the block against Awuna. Can't hit it, but Chase Shipley, the guard, coming down with the rebound, and he'll kick it out. Caleb Thomas for three, no good. Rebounded by Kyrie Bundy. Now here comes Martinsburg on the run. Keyshawn Cheek pulls up from three. Right wing, too strong. Awuna there at the left block for the rebound and the putback for 2 points, cutting the lead to 7 for Spring Mills.
Yeah, right spot at the right time there for Anthony Awuna. So Martinsburg's going to need more of those kind of plays if they want to get back into this game.
Tyler Jones pull-up jumper from the left baseline is good.
Yeah, I mean, Tyler Jones, second guy off the bench on this Spring Mills team, probably a starter on the majority of the EPAC teams. So it just shows how good they are.
Inside, Keyshawn Cheek blocked by Caleb Thomas, and he's going to run the break himself, coast to coast. Kick out to Kwesi. Kick over to Jones. Now Chase Shipley drives, and now Caleb Thomas back out at the left corner. Hits the three-pointer, and Dave Rogers wants a timeout. That's 9 points for Caleb Thomas. We'll take the 30-second break. With 6:20 left in the second quarter, it's 20-8, Spring Mills over Martinsburg. This is EPAC Basketball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
My kids, you know I want the best for you, don't you? We need to have a conversation.
End-of-life planning is no one's favorite discussion, but the relief of having everything in place when the hour of need arrives is a gift. Give it to your family. Plan ahead with us.
Brown Funeral Homes, a leading provider of cremations, invites you to explore the many flexible options of cremation. From environmental considerations to the benefit of greatly reduced cost, it may be the perfect answer for your family. Online at brownfuneralhomeswv.com. Brown Funeral Homes, here for you.
Second quarter brought to you in part on TV 10 by Brown Funeral Homes and Cremations. Robert Field & Sons, a family-owned full-service funeral home, proudly serving the area since 1880. Out of the timeout, still 20-8. Spring Mills over Martinsburg. Bulldogs trying to get something going on offense. And that's not going to do it. Keyshawn Cheek tried to pass the ball to Zion, and it was picked off by Loke Smith. And the foul by Edgemond Dua will send Loke to the free throw line.
Yeah, this is tough right now for Martinsburg because you looked up and it was like, okay, it's 15-8, not too bad, and all of a sudden it's 20-8, and now you're shooting 2 free throws. So tough stretch here. You go to the timeout to try to stop the bleeding a little bit. but then right out of the timeout, you commit another turnover.
First free throw from Oof Smith is good. Make it 21-8. Our other second quarter sponsor is Parsons Ford of Martinsburg at 1400 Shepherdstown Road and online at ParsonsFord.com. They became number one by making you number one first. Parsons. Second free throw from Oof Smith. Hits the bottom. 4 points for him as it's 22-8. They double Keyshawn Cheek, get the ball out of his hands. Edgemond Dua travels.
Yeah, he traveled when he caught it. So that's a good call by the officials.
6:04 until halftime. On the court for Spring Mills, it's Shipley, Thomas, Jones, Oof Smith, and Xavier Anderson. For Martinsburg, it's the starting five, as it usually is. Keyshawn Cheek, Awuna, Bunny, Height, and Edgemond Dua. Caleb Thomas up top, handed off to Chase Shipley, drives to his left. He'll pick it up, guarded tightly by Awuna. Youth Smith gets it, kicks it out, but it's stolen by Awuna, who steps on the out-of-bounds line on the way back up the court.
Yeah, it's a tough one. It's a good hustle play by Martinsburg, but unfortunately for Awuna, he runs out of room.
So, Oof Smith will inbound it to Thomas. Now it's Shipley against Bunny up at the top of the key. We'll get it inside Xavier Anderson against Edgemond Duo. Kick it back out to Thomas. Now pick and roll over to Shipley, who sails a pass over the head of Caleb Thomas on the roll. So a turnover by Spring Mills. Keyshawn Cheek will bring it up for the Bulldogs. See if they continue to double him as soon as he crosses half court. They don't do it this time. He'll be able to get it off to Awuna on the right wing. Kyrie Bunny comes off a screen from Cheek up top. They'll get over to the left side for Edgemond Dua. He's guarded tightly by Xavier Anderson to get it to Bunny in the left corner, and he'll bring it back out towards the top. Now in the middle, it's Chase Shipley guarding Keyshawn Cheek, who gets the ball and draws another foul. Keyshawn Cheek doing whatever he can to get some points up on the board, drawing another foul this time to shoot 2 more free throws.
Yeah, again, Martinsburg doesn't really get into any sort of offensive set or play or anything there to really get them going. Cheek misses another free throw. That's, 3 or 4 misses so far? So
I believe that's 4 straight missed free throws for Cheek after he made the first 2 of 3 in one trip and then went 0 for 2 his previous trip. He sinks that one, though, so he ends the streak, gets himself up to 5 of Martinsburg's 9 points with 4:52 left in the first half. Caleb Thomas drives to his left, picks it up, kicks it out to Opoku Achampong on the left corner. Now they'll give it back and forth to each other again. Now it's Max Anderson up top with the ball. He'll hand it off to Opoku Achampong again, who takes a long three-pointer, puts a little too much on it, and fighting for the rebound is Awuna. And Caleb Thomas will be called for a loose ball foul along the way.
Well, Max Anderson's back in, so can they get the ball to Cheek? And then how do they found a way to get
They get him open this time. He runs down the court, but then from behind is fouled by Max Anderson. They were able to inbound the ball to Garrett Height, and he was able to pass it up to Cheek that time.
Yeah, that's the 3rd team foul of the quarter, so 2 away from the bonus is Martinsburg.
They'll get it in the Bunny, who almost pulls a 3 from the right wing, but they'll hand it off to Cheek, spins inside, gets into the lane, puts one up for 2 points. Keyshawn Cheek really having to work for open opportunities, but he was able to create one there. And now on the other end, Tyler Jones left wide open for 3, but he misses it. That's right there, brought down by Awuna. Now here comes the ball up to Keyshawn Cheek. Fast break. He throws one up after leaning into contact from Max Anderson. Tried to draw another foul, but I think he tried a little too hard to sell that one.
They didn't get the call, but can't blame him. I mean, he's been pretty much their whole offense, so Yeah, somebody's got to find a way to create. I mean, Keyshawn's not a selfish player. He'll get his teammates involved, but they just haven't really been able to make shots.
Kyrie Bunny gets a rest on the floor. Braden Harrison checks in for him. Really the first time we've seen Martinsburg dip into the bench. Awuna almost steals a pass intended for Caleb Thomas, but he gets it, kicks it over to the left wing for Tyler Jones, who misses, and it's rebounded by Harrison. He'll run the ball up the court, bounce pass over to Height, who will then have to back it out, and the pass intended for Cheek is almost stolen away by Max Anderson. He ends up hitting it out of bounds. Ball stays with the Bulldogs with 3:33 left in the second quarter.
Harrison is a senior, doesn't have a ton of experience at the varsity level, but he is an experienced guy in terms of his age. So you have a few guys like that on this Martinsburg bench. We did see a little bit of White earlier.
Cheek calls for the screen from Garrett Height. He tries to split the double team and ends up running into enough contact for a foul against Max Anderson, who picks up two quick ones.
Yeah, fourth team foul, and of course with those two fouls on Anderson, they got to be careful there with him. But
two fouls each on Anderson, Caleb Thomas, and Chase Shipley. Up top, it's Cheek against
travel
Anderson again, and they'll call him for a travel this time.
Yeah, it definitely looked like a travel to me. I thought Max had pretty good positioning.
22-11, Spring Mills leads, 3:15 left in the half. Some full court pressure set up by Martinsburg. First time we've really seen that, and it turns into a foul by Braden Harrison against Opoku Champaung.
Yeah, that's not the end of the world because Martinsburg's press got beat pretty easily, so only pick up your second foul of the quarter.
Caleb Thomas takes the inbound this time, picked up full court by Awuna. A big-time matchup between those very athletic guys, and a three-pointer and the foul for Loke Uth-Smith.
That's tough for Zion. He already had kind of a poor closeout because he didn't really get a hand up, but then he didn't allow Uth-Smith to land, which led to the foul. So that's not good in any form there. And now Cheek's on the bench, Zion's on the bench, so how do they kind of figure some things out here?
Yeah, Bunny checked back in along with Jeremiah White. So
yeah, I'm not
two
sure.
bench players out there now for the Bulldogs.
I'm not sure where Martinsburg gets its ball handling here from with Cheek
and
on the bench.
Spring Mills is picking up the pressure as a result, and Garrett Height picked up his dribble. Dave Rogers wants a timeout. We'll take a 30-second break. EPAC basketball and Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
After a car accident, what do you get when you call Mansion Ferretti?
You get more experience from a local law firm with over 115 years of combined service.
More respect from a team who treats clients like their own family.
And more fight, because we want you to get every dollar you deserve.
Experience, respect, results. If you've been injured, that's what you want in your lawyer.
And that's what you'll get when you call us. Car accident? Get more with Mansion Ferretti. 304-264-8505.
26-11. Spring Mills now leads Martinsburg. 2:52 left in the second quarter. So Spring Mills has opened this lead up a little bit in the second quarter. It was a 9-point lead after one. And now as we approach halftime, the Cardinals have extended it out to 15.
Yeah, good idea by Coach Rogers to burn the timeout and get Keyshawn back in because like I was saying, I don't know where the ball handling is going to come from Martinsburg with the lineup they had out there.
Yep, just a quick break for him. Drive and a kick, and they'll get Tyler Jones for the foul as he played tight defense against Cheek. He was going to pass the ball away, but that is the fifth foul of the quarter on Spring Mills, so Cheek will go to the free throw line.
Yeah, he's got to convert now, but
he's not able to. That's another missed free throw for Keyshawn Cheek. I believe that's 5 missed free throws for him now. He's able to get that one, though. Gets himself up to 8 points. It's 26-12. Poku at Champaung works it up. Gives it to Tyler Jones. Now Caleb Thomas at the top of the key. He'll drive it in against Awuna. Kicks it out to Jones. One extra pass to Opoku Achampong for three. It's short. The tip by Max Anderson goes into the hands of Anthony Awuna. Here comes Martinsburg.
Yeah, the Spring Mills shooting hasn't been where you'd want it to be tonight. They're missing a few open jumpers.
Awuna tries to drive on Max Anderson. Stops, kicks out to Bunny, who will pull up from the elbow. That's short, but Awuna comes down with the rebound. Hook shot, kick, get that one to go over Thomas. And here comes Uth Smith with the rebound. Bring the ball up the court.
Martinsburg's kind of staying in it. They just need more on the offensive end, obviously.
Jones with the ball. He'll get it inside to Thomas, who is, it almost looked like a clean block by Jeremiah White on Caleb Thomas. Get the foul.
I do think he made a little bit of contact, but
I think you're right. Might have been in the body.
Yeah, I think that's where it was. But it was a good timing from White, and you don't see too many guys be able to meet Thomas at the rim.
Thomas, no good on the first one. He's got 9 points to lead the way for all scorers. Uth Smith and Keyshawn Cheek both have 8. And Awuna and Tyler Jones both have 4. And there's Thomas reaching double digits with the second free throw. 27-12. 1:40 left in the second quarter. Cheek gets a screen from White, guarded by Jones. And they're going to get Jones for another foul on the floor, it looks like. That's his second foul. Picked up both in quick succession. And once again, Keyshawn Cheek is at the free throw line.
And again, this is the second straight game that Spring Mills has faced some foul trouble and some adversity within that. I mean, the game itself is not super close right now, but still, foul trouble is, an issue that you can't have, especially if a team is in the game against you. Martinsburg's not completely out of it here. It's only a 14-point game, so.
Both free throws good that time from Keyshawn Cheek. He's up to 10 points.
If they can consistently get to the line and knock him down with the clock stopped, I mean, any sort of comeback is possible.
Martinsburg picking up the full court pressure more now, but Spring Mills is able to break it. Poku Achampong cross-court pass at the corner for Max Anderson. He dumps it off to Xavier Anderson. Kick out the three for Thomas. No good. Tipped around. Rebounded by Poku Achampong. And he's able to find Max Anderson by the rim, and he loses the handle on it. May have been tipped by Awuna. And I think that will be the call. It's out of bounds. Stays with Spring Mills. 1:05 left in the half. Inbounds from under the basket. Thomas works inside. Picks up his dribble, looking for a pass, and gives it to Kyrie Bunny, who's going to take it the other way. He'll dump it off Keyshawn Cheek. Pull up three. Too short. Rebounded by Max Anderson, who will run the break. Looks like 3-on-1 for the Cardinals. Shot put up by Xavier Anderson for 2.
Yeah, I think Xavier Anderson stole that pass from Caleb Thomas, but he still made the shot, so that's all that matters if you're Spring Mills.
35 seconds left in the half. It's 29-14, Spring Mills. Here comes Garrett Height inside. He'll kick it out. Jeremiah White, back to Height now. Tries to back in Poku Achampong, using his strength to get to the rim and put up 2 points. First 2 for Garrett Height.
Yeah, that was a crafty move to the rim by Height. Looked like he was not going to have a great look, but he was able to create a really nice open shot and finish the layup. So
8 seconds left in the quarter. Spring Mills looking for the last shot again. 5 on the clock. Poku Achampong gives it up. OKU Smith, long three-pointer, gets it to roll in right before the buzzer for Spring Mills to double up Martinsburg in the first half. 32-16. The Cardinals go into the locker room with the lead. With that, we'll take a 2-minute break and be back with the halftime show. This is EPAC basketball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
In the market for a new vehicle? Then look no further than CMA's Toyota of Martinsburg and CMA's Chevrolet of Martinsburg, all in one convenient location. We have hundreds of new and used vehicles available, so you'll be sure to find exactly what you're looking for. And with CMA's Love It or Leave It promise and our lifetime powertrain warranty, you can buy with confidence. Visit us online at CMA's Toyota of Martinsburg.com and CMA's Chevrolet of Martinsburg.com, where owners just care more.
Do you have someone in a nursing home, or are you worried about somebody you love going into a nursing home? The law firm of Daniel Staggers can protect your assets. Call the law firm of Daniel Staggers today at 304-267-3915. The Daniel Staggers Law Firm does elder care law, estate planning, and special needs trusts for disabled children and family members. Visit the Daniel Staggers Law Firm for your initial free consultation at 133 East John Street in Martinsburg. The Daniel Staggers Law Firm, when you need asset protection for you or for a family member.
Mayhem is everywhere.
I'm your new bangs, and you can't stop staring at me. That's it. Just tilt the rearview mirror over here. And while you're checking me out more times than a library book, your car is wandering into that lane over there. More bangs? Neat. And if you've got cut rate insurance, you could be paying for this yourself. So get Allstate.
Call Martinsburg Allstate agent Gary Kelly today at 304-263-4596. When you're looking for the perfect gift, look no further than L.A. Roberts Jewelers at 146 North Queen Street in downtown Martinsburg. Choose from a huge selection of unique items, from the finest diamonds that make your eyes sparkle to exquisite timepieces, figurines, and collectibles. Buying from L.A. Roberts Jewelers means that you've made the decision to do business with people who've excelled in the industry for more than 100 years. They'll be here tomorrow when you need them, and if you need your jewelry or your watch repaired, they'll do that too. L.A. Roberts in downtown Martinsburg. Old World Jewelers for a new age.
We welcome you into the Mansion Ferretti Law Firm halftime show. Mansion Ferretti Law Firm, where it's about seeking justice for you. Go to wvjusticelawyers.com. Dylan Bishop and Nick Verzolini with you on the call. John Alderton is our on-site producer. Kyler High and Alec Epperson are our cameramen. Colin McLaughlin is back at the studio. Nick, 32-16, Spring Mills here at the half against Martinsburg. And they're showing why they're the number one team in the state.
Yeah, we mentioned some of the shooting at times has been a little bit off, but Luke Smith was not affected by the break. He has been killing it from the outside here tonight. And that's the thing with this team. Like, not many teams can say, well, probably not any teams can say that they got 7 guys that are capable of going off at any point or on any given night. And that's what makes them such a tough matchup. So you see him going off right now. Of course, Caleb Thomas is doing his thing, and that's why they're number one in the state, is they have so many pieces that can do so many different things. Just Martinsburg on the other side of things, it's really just been Keyshawn Cheek that's been the only one to get it going offensively, and he's not probably having him in his best game. He's just, been able to score a little bit more efficiently than some other guys have. So we'll see how the second half goes, but it's definitely leaning toward Spring Mills pulling away even more. But Martinsburg's definitely got to try to clean some things up.
Yeah, we'll get into the first half stats here in just a second, but it's notable that Kyrie Bunny is scoreless at halftime for Martinsburg. There's only 3 players in total that have points up on the board for the Bulldogs, and 10 of the 16 points are from Keyshawn Cheek, who still had some missed free throws in there. So a good bit of them, I believe 5 on my count, missed free throws for Keyshawn Cheek at the half. We'll get into the full first half stats, brought to you by Floor Pools. Make every day better with a hot tub or swimming pool. Floor Pools has locations in Martinsburg, Chambersburg, and Hagerstown, including a brand new pop-up location in the Valley Mall. Spring Mills on their side. Leading scorer is Loke U. Smith with 11 points. Caleb Thomas has 10. And they've gotten 4 points each from Tyler Jones and Xavier Anderson, and 3 points from Chase Shipley. And on the Martinsburg side, it's 10 points for Keyshawn Cheek, 4 for Anthony Awuna, and 2 for Garrett Height. And that gives us a score of 32-16. So Spring Mills is in some foul trouble along the way. 2 fouls each in the first half for Tyler Jones, Caleb Thomas, Chase Shipley, and Max Anderson, throwing 1 for Apokua Champong. On Martinsburg's side, only 2 fouls just against Zion Edgemondua, and then 1 foul each for Bunny, Braden Harrison, and Jeremiah White. So Spring Mills is in some foul trouble that they can potentially run into in the second half, mostly at the hands of Keyshawn Cheek. But Nick, just some more overall thoughts as we get ready for the second half here pretty shortly.
Yeah, I mean, you mentioned that foul trouble. It may not matter, though, ultimately. The 16-point lead, you can kind of play it how you played it last game against Hedgesville, but I think for Spring Mills moving forward, they don't want to be in that kind of situation. They want to be able to play their game throughout all 4 quarters. So right now, that is something to work on for them, is trying to play a little bit better without fouling, but it's tough. Keyshawn's very good at drawing fouls, and the officials are going to call it if he's going toward the rim and there's some contact. So it's tough to defend him without fouling. But, I mean, overall, the defense is still doing a great job. They're holding Martinsburg to just 16 points here at halftime. So you're very impressed with Spring Mills, I think, overall. And also, it's been a week off for both of these teams. So you're going to have some issues. It's going to be tough to play a perfect game. And that's why Coach Sample said, in the pregame, they really haven't played to their best, and I would agree with that from the games I've seen, but you still see how talented they are. On the Martinsburg side, they got to find somebody to provide some offense, and again, throughout the season, the half-court offense just has to get better. I would imagine against Washington it was pretty solid. They did score in the 60s and went to overtime, so you would think that their half-court offense was a little bit more effective, but just overall, as you get into EPAC play and you want to be able to, and again, they're having a good season, so I don't want to come out here and just say that this is the end-all, be-all for Martinsburg, because this is the Spring Mills, it's a different type of challenge. But those are some things that you want to see. You want to see the team be able to execute in the half-court a little bit better, find some scoring that can consistently bring it. Kyrie's had an off game here tonight. We know earlier in the season he went off. Had a tough game the other day, I think, against Washington as well. So can you get him going? Can you get Zion going? The Wooners played okay offensively, but you just need more offense. And that's tough to say because, again, this Spring Mills team will defend you, and they'll defend you for a long period of time.
All right, let's go ahead and take a 3-minute break. And when we come back from that 3-minute break, it'll be just about time for the tip-off of the second half. This is EPAC Basketball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
If you or someone you know suffers from the disease of addiction, help is available from the Berkeley County Quick Response Team with peer recovery coaches and support promptly to the homes of those who've recently experienced an overdose. This collective effort towards recovery brings resources and services to the community, including naloxone and treatment options. Call 304-267-1313 or visit the Berkeley County Recovery Resource Center at 800 Emmett Rouse Drive, Martinsburg. The Berkeley County Quick Response Team is funded through a DHHR grant with the Berkeley Morgan County Health Department.
Ice baths, polar plunges. What's wrong with you people? It's your old pal Cody from Cody's Auto Body. Newsflash, it's winter. Whether it's for a health craze or to raise money for the ladies' auxiliary, it seems people out there think it's a good idea to go outside, strip down, and pretend to be a polar bear or a penguin. What happened to sitting beside the fire, drinking, and adding on a few pounds to keep insulated until spring? Call me crazy, but how about we try not getting naked outside for a few months? Stay warm, stay safe on the road. As always,
That's Cody's with a T for trust.
When will I be able to retire? How do I make the most of the money I have? How can I leave a lasting legacy to my loved ones? I'm John Everson, Private Wealth Advisor with the Marius Group, a private wealth advisory practice of Ameriprise Financial Services Incorporated. Call us today at 304-263-4343 to help you make the most of your financial future. Our office is located at 1270 Winchester Avenue, Martinsburg, West Virginia.
Ameriprise Financial Services Incorporated, member FINRA and SIPC.
Tomorrow's success begins with today's preparation. Give your child a pathway to flourish and thrive with a well-rounded education. Enrollment is now open at the Classical Christian Academy in Martinsburg. Visit tcca.life/information. Tomorrow's success begins with today's preparation. Give your child a pathway to flourish and thrive with a well-rounded education. Enrollment is now open at the Classical Christian Academy in Martinsburg. Visit tcca.life/information.
With a great selection comes great possibilities. And at CMA's CDJR of Martinsburg, the possibilities are endless. Shop our amazing selection of new vehicles like the Ram 1500. And right now, save on new Jeeps like the Wrangler and Grand Cherokee models. Plus, every Jeep purchase comes with our Jeep Wave program. So wherever your possibilities take you, you'll be connected. Shop CMA's CDJR of Martinsburg today. Owners just care more.
Hi, Hi, Crescia Hornby here. Larry DeMarco, broker of Modern Realty Results, believes he has some of the best real estate agents in the Eastern Panhandle. Agents at Modern Realty Results have years of experience and knowledge of the local real estate market. Agents within the office work as a team to provide quality customer service. We strive to always ensure client satisfaction through handling every transaction with honesty and integrity, all while offering competitive rates. Modern Realty Results is veteran-owned and managed. Please call us at 262-4222, modernrealtyresults.com.
Just over 30 seconds left until the halftime timer runs down. We get ready for the third quarter here on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10. Dylan Bishop and Nick Verzolini with you on the call. John Alderton, our on-site producer. Kyler High, Alec Epperson behind the cameras. Colin McLaughlin back at the studio. 32-16, Spring Mills over Martinsburg. So we get ready for the second half. Number one, Spring Mills, looking like the number one team in the state so far.
Yeah, for sure. Someone just won some Chick-fil-A or something, so that's cool.
We saw they had the cow roaming around here earlier.
The cow was roaming earlier. I don't believe it's still here. Had to go back to work at the Chick-fil-A, I guess. But that was exciting. You knew it was a big game when the Chick-fil-A cow was out. And, it's been a great crowd on hand. So what does Martinsburg have to say for themselves here to start the second half? They'll get the ball first.
Yeah. See if the Cows work in tomorrow's game at 10:30 a.m., rescheduled from earlier this week.
Probably not. But they are off
on
Sunday.
It's not a Sunday, so you never know.
Yeah,
but
true.
Here we go, third quarter. Keyshawn Cheek with the ball, gets it inside to Garrett Height, who is doubled inside in the post. He's trying to work around, find some movement. Finally finds an open lane to get a shot off, but it's rebounded by Awuna. Martinsburg keeps possession, almost a three-pointer from Kyrie Bunny. Garrett Height then does find room to maneuver. Spinning hook shot off the mark. Ball bounces around and then back into the hands of Garrett Height. So two offensive rebounds to start the second half for Martinsburg. Keyshawn Cheek can't find some open space. Tried to get a little bit of a jab step in, but traveled as he did so.
And it looks like, by the way, that King's Christian Academy is here tonight, sitting on the baseline. I believe that's them. And Martinsburg and them have already played. So, getting another look at the Bulldogs. But I would presume, a basketball team wearing their warm-ups is probably the team that you're playing tomorrow. But they look to be decent, even though their record isn't the best. They play a pretty tough schedule. So, Martinsburg handled them pretty well the first time around, but early morning game, you never know how that's going to go.
Here comes Spring Mills on the other side. Work the ball inside to Caleb Thomas, kicks it out. Poku Champong, Oot Smith, left side, slams it down, driving on the baseline. Okay, Oot Smith leading the charge with 13 points for Spring Mills.
High school kids aren't supposed to be able to do that. But we've seen a few of these recently. I mean, just the athleticism here in the EPAC has been very impressive. Xavier Kirk the other night against Spring Mills had a dunk in traffic like that, and okay, I mean that was nasty, and you're going to see more and more of that here in the Eastern Panhandle. We have some great height and some great athleticism, and guys that can just, kids don't do that at the high school level that often, so that's pretty impressive.
Martinsburg turns it over on the other end, so here comes the Cardinals back down. Kick over, and almost another dunk. Xavier Anderson wanted it. He's fouled on the way up. A pass from Caleb Thomas.
Yeah, I mean, Martinsburg's got some kids that can definitely get up as well, but Spring Mills probably has the most dunkers in the EPAC, I would guess, but
I would assume so. Anderson misses the first free throw after the foul called against Garrett Height for his first. Second free throw from Xavier is no good. Awuna rebounds it, gives it over to Cheek immediately. Now here he comes. Drives, spins against Thomas, and he's going to get called for another travel. It's been difficult for Keyshawn Cheek to get things going. He's been trying to drive hard into the lane, make some moves, and draw some fouls, but he's been getting called for travels along the way.
Yeah, at least here to start the second half. But again, he's the only real guy that's getting any offensive opportunities for Martinsburg, so you got to try if you're Keyshawn. But also, if you're his teammates, who's going to step up around him to make their offense a bit more productive here tonight?
Poku Champong up top. We'll get it over to Shipley on the right wing. Now back to Max Anderson up at the top of the key. Or the U. Smith, left wing, uses a screen, pulls up for three, no good. Rebounded by Poku Champong. Second chance opportunity for Spring Mills. And Max, dribble handoff with a Champong, now back to Anderson. Drives in, kicks it out, deflected by Height. The ball goes out of bounds. And they'll say it was Max Anderson touching the ball while he was out of bounds. So it's a turnover. It goes to the Bulldogs.
Well, besides that dunk, it's been a very slow start to this second half.
2 points only.
That's all we got is the dunk. I mean, it's a fun highlight, but a little bit weird, right?
Kyrie Bunny drives inside, puts one up, and there's the first 2 points of the half for Martinsburg, and the first 2 points of the game for Kyrie Bunny.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say if you didn't, Dylan. So good to see Bunny get in the scoring column. Somebody other than Cheek possibly could get something going for Martinsburg.
Poku with Champong, he'll bounce it over to Max Anderson. Now U. Smith, right wing, pull up, no good, rebounded by Garrett Height.
Loke's got a quick trigger. Makes him a tough player to guard.
4:40 left in the third quarter. Awuna up top, gets it to Kyrie Bunny, who will pull up for three, and he knocks it down. So there's some extra offensive firepower that Martinsburg had yet to unlock. 5 points in a row for Kyrie Bunny.
Yeah, if Kyrie gets going, he can be dangerous, as we saw earlier this season with some very impressive games. So
Jay Shipley wide open in the left wing, drives, kicks it out to Caleb Thomas, who will pick it up, kick it out. Apoku Champong, long three, knocks it down, rattles home. And a timeout from Luke Samples right afterwards. First 3 points of the game for Akwesi. Apoku Champong makes it 37-21. With 4:04 left in the third quarter, we'll take a 30-second break. This is EPAC Basketball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
Insurance companies like to play games. They say they're on your side, but they aren't. We have a team that can handle any curveball they throw. At Burke, Schultz, Harmon, and Jenkinson, you get a dedicated lawyer, and every case gets a team effort. So you get nearly 150 combined years of experience going to bat for you. And we like to win. Join the team that takes your personal injury case seriously. Burke, Schultz, Harmon, and Jenkinson. We play hardball.
Third quarter on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10 is brought to you in part by Smallwood and Small Insurance in Martinsburg. Your total insurance solution. You can call them at 304-263-3361. And brought to you by CMA Martinsburg and Winchester's dealerships. Proud to be the owners. Just care more. (37-21) Spring Mills after the timeout following the three-pointer from the Cardinals.
Yeah, Quasi's had a few from downtown, but he finally gets that one to go. So again, he went off against Morgantown. So this team just has so many guys that can lead them on any given night. We haven't really seen too much from him tonight, but we know he's a capable scorer. And that's what makes them so good.
Anthony Awuna working on the right block against Max Anderson. Can't get the shot to fall. Here comes Caleb Thomas pushing the pace. Pass over to Xavier Anderson. It was tipped along the way, but he grabs it and puts it up for two. Now here comes Martinsburg the other way. Keyshawn Cheek trying to push the pace. And they'll have to back it out. Benjamin Dua up top. Gets it over to Keyshawn Cheek. Tries to drive into the lane. Has it poked away. Apoku Champong comes away with it. He'll dump it off to Xavier Anderson, who travels. as he had the defense kind of throw him off as he wanted to go up for a layup. 39-21, Spring Mills, 3:16 left in quarter number 3.
So in the second half, they've changed it up. They've gone with the length matchup on Keyshawn Cheek, and it's caused a lot of issues. Caleb Thomas was guarding him earlier. Now you see Xavier Anderson guarding him, and that's what they did to Hedgesville. They guarded Noah Brown early in the game with Xavier Anderson, and that made it tough for the point guard to find some openings.
Yeah, this time Cheek does find an opening off the screen. Gets around Xavier Anderson for a 3-point shot.
Yeah, that's the thing. Keyshawn's going to have the speed advantage, even though X has speed. I mean, definitely not a slow guy, even with his height, but he's not as quick, I guess I should say, as Keyshawn.
39-24, 2:30 left in the third quarter. Caleb Thomas trying to find room, and he's fouled as he tries to spin through. I think they're going to get a Wuna for this one. And they will. That's his first. They'll get it into Xavier Anderson. Now we'll go up top to Apokua Champong, the point guard, directing traffic. Get it to Xavier Anderson. He'll get it over to his brother Max. And Max is going to throw this one away. Caleb Thomas tried to save it from going backcourt. It looks like his toes were on the line. A backcourt violation.
Yeah, I thought it was pretty close, but I guess he did not get there to keep it alive.
So Max will check out. Tyler Jones in. 39-24, 2:05 left in the third quarter. Garrett Height trying to work. He has the ball stripped away by Apokua Champong. Wuna giving him some trouble. But he's able to get the pass away to Caleb Thomas. Kick out right corner for Tyler Jones, who knocks down the three. 42-24, that's 7 points for Tyler Jones. Here comes Ion. Oh, the other way, blocked by Caleb Thomas. He gets the ball back. He runs the break, gets it over to Xavier Anderson. Layup, no good. Tipped and rebounded by Awuna, who tries to throw a full-court pass to Kyrie Bunny, who uses his receiver skills to bring it down. He misses the free throw, or misses the layup, excuse me. Xavier Anderson might have got a hand on it. A fingertip, perhaps. Caleb Thomas hits the ball off the glass and in. 44-24. Garrett Height brings it the other way. First 2 points of the half for Caleb Thomas. Keyshawn Cheek gets into the lane, and he put a forearm into Xavier Anderson. And that's going to be an offensive foul.
Might have been a little bit of a flop, but obviously it was an offensive foul either way. So
1:02 left in the third quarter. Spring Mills back with the ball, 20-point lead.
Yeah, we were sitting here, and I was about to say, well, this has been Martinsburg's best quarter. They're competing pretty well, and then things change very quickly.
Thomas up top. He's going to pass it over to the left wing for Apokua Champong. Screens for him. He'll get into the lane. Floater is blocked, but they're going to say there was some contact along the way. Looks like they get a Wuna.
Coach Rogers feels like there should have probably been a call, I guess, on the Kyrie Bunny play down here that he felt like was pretty similar type of foul.
Apokua Champong can't get the roll on the first free throw. But he will get the second one. 4 points for Equazi. Keyshawn Cheek doubled, trapped right at the half-court line. He gets it away to Bunny, who's going to drive in, kick to the left corner, cross court for Garrett Height. Three-pointer no good. Zion brings down the rebound.
Very good rebound from Zion there, and now Martinsburg can hold for the last shot of the quarter.
15 seconds left in the quarter. Cheek, he's driving in, though, gets it to Awuna at the block. He's fouled. Are they going to count the basket?
I don't think they should.
They're going to say one free throw. They're giving it to him. Anthony Awuna gets the N1. He grabbed the ball at the right block, put the shot up, and was fouled. It looked like potentially they could have called it on the floor.
I thought I heard the whistle before he went up, but give it to him. Why
They'll
not?
say he's just barely beginning his way up to the basket. 4 seconds left. Apoku Champong drives, kicks. Tyler Jones, 3 at the buzzer. No good. Kyrie Bunny will get credit for the rebound right before the buzzer sounds. It's 45-27. Spring Mills leads Martinsburg after 3 quarters. And we'll take a 60-second break, and we'll come back for the 4th quarter. It's EPAC Basketball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
In the market for a new vehicle? Then look no further than CMA's Toyota of Martinsburg and CMA's Chevrolet of Martinsburg, all in one convenient location. We have hundreds of new and used vehicles available, so you'll be sure to find exactly what you're looking for. And with CMA's Love It or Leave It promise and our lifetime powertrain warranty, you can buy with confidence. Visit us online at CMA's Toyota of Martinsburg.com and CMA's Chevrolet of Martinsburg.com, where owners just care more.
Do you have someone in a nursing home, or are you worried about somebody you love going into a nursing home? The law firm of Daniel Staggers can protect your assets. Call the law firm of Daniel Staggers today at 304-267-3915. The Daniel Staggers Law Firm does elder care law, estate planning, and special needs trusts for disabled children and family members. Visit the Daniel Staggers Law Firm for your initial free consultation at 133 East John Street in Martinsburg. The Daniel Staggers Law Firm, when you need asset protection for you or for a family member.
8 minutes to go here between Martinsburg and Spring Mills. 45-27. Cardinals lead the Bulldogs. Number 1 versus number 6. Number 1 team showing a clear advantage so far. 4th quarter, start with Tyler Jones, Xavier Anderson, Kwesi Apoku Champong, Chase Shipley, and Caleb Thomas for Spring Mills. And the starting 5, Cheek Bunny, Ajmandua, Awuna, and Height for Martinsburg.
Well, it did end up being the best quarter for Martinsburg.
3-pointer from Shipley, no good. Ball bounces around. Tyler Jones, offensive rebound, can't put the put back up and in. Ajmandua tried to come down with the rebound, but the ball dribbles out of bounds.
Martinsburg was only outscored that quarter 13-11, so best quarter by far. May come a little bit too late, but hey, if you can continue to play better here in the second half, maybe you can make it a respectable game, and then you never know what can happen down the stretch. But Spring Mills is probably going to slow it down a little bit offensively. They're not afraid to do that and just kind of milk away at this game. And that's the thing, no shot clock here in the state of West Virginia, so big leads are almost impossible to come back from.
7:10 left in the game. Tyler Jones ends up with the ball at the right baseline, left baseline, and he'll shoot the mid-range jumper and put it in. Second shot from around that range he's made. He's got 9 points.
Yeah, he's good. I mean, Spring Mills is not going to go away next year. They got 3 quality juniors on this team, and Kwesi, Tyler Jones, and Xavier Anderson, as well as Hope Bokwe, who's a good athlete. So there's potential that they could still be a very good team next year.
Cheek with the ball up top. Shoots a 3 over Xavier Anderson. He knocks it down. Cheek has been able to find his 3-point stroke a little bit with Anderson guarding him. Xavier Anderson, that is. 6 points for him in the second half, or 16 on the game. Leads all scorers. 6:18 left in the game. It's 47-30 Spring Mills. And the Cardinals are, in fact, slowing it down. Here's a long 3-pointer, though, from a Champong. Just barely nicks the rim, but it's rebounded by Tyler Jones. And they'll work it back around. Jones has it on the left corner. To Shipley, now Thomas up top. Hands it off to Shipley, who will pull up from 3. Left wing, no good, but Apoku Champong and now Caleb Thomas fighting each other for the ball. Thomas ends up with it. Shipley gets past Awuna, drives in the lane. Defense from Ajmandua leads to a miss. Here comes Martinsburg. tried to find some room for a fast break. Now they'll pull the ball back out. 5.5 minutes left. Still losing by 17. Kyrie Bunny up top, spins against Tyler Jones, and his jump shot from the free throw line is no good. Air ball goes out of bounds. Spring Mills ball.
It was a nice looking move. I thought initially it was going to go for Kyrie, but it just didn't get a great release on it.
Looks like a timeout from Spring Mills. 5:21 left in the game. We'll take the 30-second break with them. EPAC Basketball and Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
Mayhem is everywhere.
I'm your new bangs, and you can't stop staring at me. That's it. Just tilt the rearview mirror over here. And while you're checking me out more times than a library book, your car is wandering into that lane over there. More bangs? Neat. And if you've got cut rate insurance, you could be paying for this yourself. So get Allstate.
Call Martinsburg Allstate agent Gary Kelly today at 304-263-4596.
Fourth quarter on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10 is brought to you by the Skinner Accident Injury Lawyers, representing accident and injury claims for over 50 years. SkinnerWins.com, and by Panhandle Dumpsters. Sign up with Panhandle today at panhandledumpsters.com. Use promo code TV10 to get your first month free. 47-30 Spring Mills, 5:21 left in the game. Martinsburg trying to find some answers, get some offense going. Looks like they're going to come out of this timeout giving a couple of their starters a rest, Kyrie Bunny and Zion Edgemond-Dua. They sit down. It's Braden Harrison and Jeremiah White on the floor to replace them. Spring Mills ball out of the timeout. Caleb Thomas guarded full court by Anthony Awuna. They'll get the ball across half court, and now Awuna gets called for a foul. A little too much hand fighting from Awuna. Hand checking. Draws his third foul. Side out. Here comes Spring Mills. Caleb Thomas rolling with Alpoku Achampon. Now they'll get it to Chase Shipley, left wing. Tyler Jones back to Alpoku Achampon up top. 5-out look. Moving around. Thomas back to Akwesi.
Yeah, essentially Spring Mills is in almost like a layups-only offense. If we don't get a layup, there's no reason for us to shoot.
4:40 left. 4:40 left in the game. Chase Shipley will drive in, kick, and looks like they'll get Chase Shipley with a charge against Braden Harrison. And they'll send Anthony Awuna to the bench. Braden Amsler will check in. 4.5 minutes left. So as the game winds down and victory looks less and less likely, Martinsburg goes deeper into the bench. Keyshawn Cheek, left side, pulls up, no good on the jumper. Pulled in by Youth Smith. Thomas then pulls it up, passes it up to Tyler Jones. Puts up a shot, and it's rejected out of bounds. Spring Mills inbounds from the baseline. 4:12 left. Caleb Thomas gets it. He'll go to the rim, tries to slam it down, but lost control of it. And Chase Shipley got the rebound, puts the shot up, and is fouled. Looks like they will give him credit for the basket. They're going to get Braden Harrison for that one. Garrett Height sits down. Kevin Myers checks in. 49-30. Chase Shipley will sink the free throw to make it a full 20-point lead for Spring Mills once again. 6 points for Chase Shipley, 3 in each half in his homecoming here. The Martinsburg transfer to Spring Mills. Keyshawn Cheek pulls up from 3, no good. Jeremiah White gets the rebound, tries to put it up. His putback was no good, but the ball goes out of bounds off Spring Mills.
Yeah, this one feels all but over. I mean, Martinsburg down by 20. There's only 4 minutes left. They've already kind of gone into their bench a little bit.
Cheek will work it on the right side, gets into the lane. Fadeaway jumper, short. Air ball brought in by Chase Shipley. They'll bring the ball up. Alley-oop attempt for Caleb Thomas, who was a little too far out in front. He had to bring it down and just pass it out. A little reset of Poku Champong. Kicks it to Shipley. He'll drive, puts up the layup, foul, and the basket. Shipley making the most out of his return to Martinsburg. He got himself 8 points now. 3:22 left in the game.
Yeah, he's had a couple nice drives to the rim here recently. And again, Martinsburg, they miss him a lot, obviously. If you had him and White, Martinsburg's significantly better in the backcourt. Nobody was paying attention there. Shipley almost got his own rebound on the free throw. But if you had White and Shipley still at Martinsburg, you'd have a really solid team.
Another step-back jumper for 2 from Keyshawn Cheek. He's got 18.
You still have a solid team here at Martinsburg, but I don't think you're very close at all to a team like Spring Mills. But you could still make a state tournament run.
Thomas able to get by his man and to the rim for 2 more points. Quiet second half for him, but they didn't really need him. He's got 14 points, 4 in the second half.
And he's made his presence felt in other ways. Defensively, still making a big impact. They don't always need him to score to be a factor. And again, best player in the state doesn't have to be a scorer on this team all the time. And they still can win by 20. And he still had 14, but
inbound to Awuna.
Stuff like that.
Defense from Caleb Thomas forces the miss. And they try to push the pace a little too much. Steal from Amsler, who's going to drive and kick it out. And now Kevin Myers tried to do the same out to the top of the key to Cheek, but
yeah, somebody's got to shoot it there. I mean,
it was errant.
Amsler had a lane. Obviously, Caleb Thomas was in the area, so maybe that's why he decided to pass it out. But he had 2 kind of looks that you'd like to see, maybe some shots.
Another timeout from Spring Mills. We'll take 30 seconds with them. This is EPAC Basketball and Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
When you're looking for the perfect gift, look no further than L.A. Roberts Jewelers at 146 North Queen Street in downtown Martinsburg. Choose from a huge selection of unique items, from the finest diamonds that make your eyes sparkle to exquisite timepieces, figurines, and collectibles. Buying from L.A. Roberts Jewelers means that you've made the decision to do business with people who've excelled in the industry for more than 100 years. They'll be here tomorrow when you need them, and if you need your jewelry or your watch repaired, they'll do that too. L.A. Roberts in downtown Martinsburg. Old World Jewelers for a new age.
Quick timeout from Spring Mills. They inbound the ball, and their play off of it is a long 3 from Apoku Champong. It's no good, but they get the rebound. 2:15 left in this one. 54-32. Spring Mills leads. Starters still in for Spring Mills. Martinsburg has checked some of the starters back in. Tyler Jones 3 from the left side. Rolls about halfway down and then out. Rebounded by the Bulldogs. Keyshawn Cheek working it the other way. Kicks it out to Myers at the top of the key. Now Amsler, Zion Edgemondua. Right corner, drives it in over Jones. Misses. Rebounded by Cheek, though. Draws a foul on Thomas as he puts up another shot. 2 more free throws for Cheek. Try to add on to his 18 points. It's been very different scoring outputs from both sides. Keyshawn Cheek hits the first one. 19 points from Keyshawn Cheek. Only 2 players for Martinsburg scored other than Cheek in the first half, and the same is true in the second half as Cheek hits his second free throw. He's got 20 points. In the first half, it was Height and Awuna who did the rest of the scoring. In the second half, it's been Awuna with 3 and Kyrie Bunny with 5, and no one else has been able to find the basket. Caleb Thomas driving inside. He's going to be fouled, and he's going to get the basket. So he's getting some late buckets to add to his numbers. On the other side for Spring Mills, speaking to that different kind of scoring. It's been very spread out. You do have 16 from Caleb Thomas, but you also have 13 from Loke Uth Smith, 8 points from Chase Shipley, 9 points from Tyler Jones, 6 points from Xavier Anderson, 4 points from Akwesi Opoku-Achampong.
Yeah, at this point, Spring Mills just kind of padding some stats. I mean, Martinsburg's gone to pretty much a full bench lineup, so.
The bench with 1:17 left. Spring Mills up by 22. There's a lob from Chase Shipley to Loke Uth Smith. His second dunk. 15 points for Loke. 58-34, putting an exclamation point on this victory. With under a minute left now. Thompson has it poked away. Akwesi has the ball. He'll pull it out with 50 seconds left. He'll slow it down. Caleb Thomas up at the top of the key. Engaged in defense by Braden Harrison. So now Spring Mills will have to work it around. 35 seconds left. Chase Shipley gets into the lane. Puts up a layup. No good. Tipped around. Saved from going out of bounds by Caleb Thomas. And pass inside. It was Smith found Shipley, who is fouled. And it looked like it might have been on the floor. He's setting up at the free throw line. And we'll get one more timeout from Spring Mills, it looks like. But 25 seconds left, Nick. We'll keep it here through this timeout. 58-34, Spring Mills, Martinsburg. Yeah, this has been impressive. And Martinsburg, we know, matches up. It's kind of a styles make fights thing here. We're not just with Martinsburg, but a lot of the teams in the EPAC, where a lot of them are good, but some really struggle against others. Pretty much everybody's going to struggle against Spring Mills, but I think all of the athletes, all of the defense for Spring Mills going up against a team in Martinsburg who is very reliant on one player for a lot of its offense, kind of told the story of today's game.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen other guys step up. I think just Spring Mills is just better. Like, it's...
Yeah, I think they have the defense to take away the guys from Martinsburg that usually can help contribute to the offense.
They've had a few games this year where 5 guys have scored in double figures. So it's not like those other guys can't score. It's just Spring Mills is just better on the defensive end than some of the teams Martinsburg played. And look, at the end of the day, you can still make the state tournament and not have to beat Spring Mills. So, at this point, 5 other teams are competing for one spot. I think all of them have somewhat of a chance based off of how the games have played out so far this year. Hedgesville-Martinsburg's been very close. Hedgesville-Musselman's been close. Musselman-Jefferson was only a 9-point game. Washington's took Martinsburg to overtime. So, look, it's overall very close in this conference. It's just you have this one team that's not only better than everybody around here, they're better than everybody in the state by a significant margin. I mean, they beat Morgantown on the road, who had won 50 straight games at home, by 18 points. So this team's just ridiculously talented, and nobody's probably going to beat them or even really come that close. But it will be interesting to still see who can be the second team out of here and make it to Charleston. And then you get down there and things get weird sometimes, so you never know what will happen. But in terms of on paper and what we've seen so far, I mean, Spring Mills is significantly better than anybody in the state of West Virginia. And they're at least a 15-point favorite every night.
10 seconds left. Spring Mills had called another timeout. Here's a three-pointer from Jayshawn Durding in the final seconds. His first 3 points up on the board as he just came into the game. And we're going to see a foul on Chase Shipley with under a second left, and he was not happy about that one.
This has gotten a little chippy. Because it looked like Shipley was maybe trying to go up for another basket. Obviously, Durding, you can't do that there. These teams know each other very well. You can't shove him, though, after the play. So that's probably going to lead to a technical. you understand why the emotions are high. I mean, Spring Mills hasn't really taken their starters out for the most part, which is a little bit, I don't know, you could question that if you want to.
And it's
empty their bench. But ultimately, you don't want to see something like that at the end. Luckily, it didn't lead to anything significant. It was just a little shove. Nobody got hurt. We'll see some free throws here that mean nothing, and that will be the end of the game. So I think both teams probably could have done a little bit better job here. I think like Spring Mills probably should have taken everybody out, but Martinsburg also, you can't have that kind of foul.
So Chase Shipley with 0.7 of a second left will shoot 2 free throws, it looks like. He makes the first one and hits the second one. Flagrant foul, perhaps.
Yeah, I mean, it's a technical or whatever you want to say there with the shove there at the end. I don't think the foul necessarily was the worst because he did kind of go for the ball, but then the shove at the end is going to lead to a technical, and now the game's over. So,
yep, 60-37 is the final score. Spring Mills knocks down Martinsburg on their home court. Number 1 takes down number 6. And with that, we'll take a 2-minute break, and we'll go into the post-game show. It's EPAC basketball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
Hello, and welcome to the Alumni Association Minute. We are the Coopers, and we represent the Martinsburg High School Alumni Association. You have the opportunity now to help us because it is that time of the year, and we want to remind you that your dues and gifts and any help that you can to help the youth and the alumni here, please give us all opportunity to help them.
We were fortunate last year on Senior Day to hand out 15 $1,000 scholarships to the seniors from the alumni. And with your help, we can do that again this year. But it all depends on you. You can give 2 different ways. The $10 dues or more can be mailed to Martinsburg High School Alumni Association, Post Office Box 3007, Martinsburg, West Virginia 25402. You can go online to our secure website at mhsbulldogalumni.com. That's mhsbulldogalumni.com. Either way would be fine as long as we get your help. There's over 15,000 of you still around because anybody that graduated from Martinsburg High School is considered an alumni, and we would really appreciate you sending your dues in.
So thank you so much for your help. And remember, we have a lot of good organizations here at Martinsburg High School, whether it's scholastic, after school, sports, good times. We ask you to help us become one of the better alumni associations for Martinsburg High School. Again, we thank TV 10 for their opportunity to help us and support us. We ask you now to continue to guide. God bless, and go Bulldogs.
Welcome into the Palace Lounge post-game show, brought to you by the Palace Lounge on Edwin Miller Boulevard in Martinsburg, with a full lunch and dinner menu with daily specials and a clean, comfortable atmosphere. Check out the menu on the Palace Lounge Facebook page. 60-37 is the final here from Martinsburg. Spring Mills gets the win over Martinsburg. Let's just go ahead and jump into the post-game stats, brought to you by the personal injury attorneys Burke, Schultz, Harmon, and Jenkinson. You can visit them at burkeandschultz.com. We play hardball for Martinsburg. It's 20 points. Leading scorer for either side, Keyshawn Cheek. Anthony Awuna with 7. Kyrie Bunny with 5, all in the second half. 3 points right at the end for Jayshawn Dirting and 2 for Garrett Height, which came in the first half. Spring Mills on the other side, co-leading scorers, 16 each for Caleb Thomas and Loke Uth Smith. 10 points for Chase Shipley, 9 for Tyler Jones, 6 for Xavier Anderson, and 4 for Kwesi Apoku at Champong. Dylan Bishop and Nick Verzolini with you on the call. John Alderton, our on-site producer. Kyler High, Alec Epperson, our cameraman. Colin McLaughlin back at the studio. Nick, final thoughts on this one before we jump into player of the game?
I mean, Spring Mills, pretty much controlled the game from start to finish. It was never really particularly close. Keyshawn Cheek did what he could to keep Martinsburg somewhat in the game, but ultimately Spring Mills, like I said, throughout the game, throughout the broadcasts, they got 7 guys that can go off on any night. Lokeu Smith in the first half was that guy, and he continued that throughout the game. But, Caleb Thomas plays great. Chase Shipley has a nice run toward the end. So this team's really deep. They're really talented. They're a tough matchup. Martinsburg, though, they got to bounce right back and get up early tomorrow and try to get a win against Kings Christian. Tomorrow, who they've already beaten once this year, but early game on a Saturday, it could get weird. So we'll see how it plays out. But again, early game tomorrow, so you got to come out ready to play early against a solid team. And tonight didn't go your way, but Spring Mills is really good. It's probably not going to go the way for anybody in the state. So there's still things Martinsburg can work on, obviously, and they can take away from this one. But moving forward, this game doesn't really define your season because it's just a mismatch. It's a tough matchup. It's kind of like Martinsburg football versus everybody. If you lose to them by 20, 30, it doesn't really matter. You can still make the playoffs and do good things, but probably can't win the state championship.
Yeah, here's Spring Mills getting their revenge back on Martinsburg here in basketball.
Only the difference between Spring Mills basketball and Martinsburg football and Spring Mills football is significantly more, it appears. But, ultimately, Martinsburg did get the state title in football, and that's all that really matters for them. But we'll see if Spring Mills is able to get it done in basketball this year.
All right, that'll do it for us here tonight.
Lokeu's my player of the game.
Oh,
I guess
there you go.
Kind of already said that, but just want to make sure you get the read in.
Yes, player of the game brought to you by WVU Medicine, Berkeley and Jefferson Medical Centers, leading healthcare here and everywhere. Thank you, Nick. That'll finish it up from here tonight. We will be back here tomorrow. If you're planning on coming out, for JV, you better get up bright and early. JV game against Kings Christian Academy at 9 a.m. tomorrow, with varsity set for 20 minutes after that one at around 10:30 a.m. We'll be live around the conclusion of the JV matchup around 10:15, depending on how the JV game goes there. But that'll do it here tonight. For Colin McLaughlin back at the studio, John Ullerton, our producer. Behind the cameras, it's Kyler Ahai and Alec Epperson. For Nick Verzolini, my color analyst, I'm Dylan Bishop saying so long and have a great rest of your Friday night.
You've been listening to West Virginia High School Basketball. Today's game has been brought to you by
Century 21 Modern Realty Results, Cody's Auto Body, The Palace Lounge, CMA Honda, the Berkeley County Health Department, Skinner Accident and Injury Lawyers, Brown's Funeral Home and Cremations, Hagerstown Ford, the Mansion Ferretti Law Firm, the Mirius Group of Financial Advisors, Bodwell Insurance Solutions, W. Harley Miller Systems, Smallwood and Small Insurance Agency, CMA Chrysler Dodge, WVU East, the law firm of Burke, Schultz, Harmon, and Jenkinson, RAI Properties, Parsons Ford, Rocks, Gary Kelly Allstate, and Panhandle Dumpsters.
For the continued excitement of high school, college, and NBA basketball, keep it tuned to Talk Radio WRNR Martinsburg. All rights reserved.